The essence of yoga is to gain calmness and tranquility. Ignorant people think they can do this by just doing the hatha yoga, the physical exercises. But they are as foolish folk that think they can dispel the darkness with black ink. Unless you have mental and spiritual development as well, then you're a lopsided chariot. So to practice yoga in all its tenets, you must have physical, mental and spiritual development. The student can acquire absolute control over the whole of nature by the practice of yoga. It will help him to attain ethical perfection, perfect concentration, leading to power, strength and health. It augments the intellectual capacity, thus increasing the power of the memory. Health is wealth. It is a covetable possession. It is a state in which man sleeps well, digests his food well, is quite at ease and free from any disease. When he is in a state of perfect health, all the organs work in perfect harmony and discharge their functions satisfactorily. A healthy man smiles and laughs. He possesses wealth that makes life worth living. Constructed with marvelous skill and dexterity, the body is a wonderful, intricate and complex machine. It is equipped with little chemical factories called endocrine glands. Hormones are the products secreted by the endocrine glands. In modern medical science, the discovery of these inner glands play a prominent part of body development, intelligence, height, stature, mental and physical capacity. For it has been proved that the glands control the life and energy of our whole personality. Therefore, these endocrine glands are like little chemical factories right throughout our body. And there are many of these little chemical factories. And they all work in perfect unison and harmony with each other, thus maintaining the natural functioning of the body. If the function of one gland is disturbed, a vicious circle will be formed. These internal secretory glands pour their secretions in such quantities as are necessary to keep up perfect balance to body activity directly into the bloodstream. Now, yoga at first seems very difficult for the average person. You must accept what you want to accept of it, because we all lead different lives. We're all different. Just as on our little books you'll find, rise at 4 o'clock every morning and put into practice the teachings of yoga. But everyone couldn't do that. If you're married, for instance, it's very difficult getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So you have to accept yoga as you can according to your life and circumstances. I never bind anyone down to doing the practice in the morning. I might say to some of the students, well, when did you do your practice? And very often they'll say, oh, I didn't get round to it until 9 o'clock at night. Well, it's better to do it at 9 o'clock at night than to miss out altogether, so long as you do it every day. But it is best to do it at a certain time every day, for just as your body gets used to having a cup of tea at a certain time, well, so it gets used to doing these physical asanas at a certain time. So try to make the effort to do them in the morning, but if you can't, well then just do your practice as is suitable to yourself. Now, it's the same with, you'll see on the back of lesson sheet 1, to give up eating meat, fish, eggs, poultry. Well, that isn't acceptable to everyone. If you have a family or a husband or a wife, you have to fall in with the others. Like one lady said to me one day, well, how on earth would you sell your husband on being a vegetarian? Well, of course, what you do is you try to persuade him to just have a vegetarian day 1 day a week. Always remember that meat, fish, eggs, poultry, they are all acid-forming, and acid-forming foods cause many such things as arthritis, neuritis, rheumatism, and many other physical disabilities. Once you get used to eating vegetables, fruit, honey, cheese, milk, those are all pure foods, you'd never go back onto the regestic and tomastic foods. Fish, meat, eggs, and such like are all regestic foods, and liquor, onions, twice cooked foods are all tomastic foods. The proper regulation of food, work and rest is of paramount importance if you are to achieve success in yoga. Yoga becomes the destroyer of all misery to one who is well controlled in eating, working and sleeping. Do not load your stomach with food. Take half a stomach full of food, a quarter of a stomach full of water, and leave the rest free. Eat only to live, not for the pleasure of it. Avoid too much salt, onions and such things. Meat eaters should immediately give up this most unhealthy and unspiritual habit. Do not take any stimulants. Take plenty of milk, butter, honey and vegetables. Work is necessary, but avoid overwork. Take a lively interest in whatever you do. Do your work in worship of the Lord. Such service purifies the heart. Work keeps tamas away. Sleep is nature's tonic for a healthy life, and the more sound sleep one has, the more healthy he will be. Sleep for 6 hours is quite sufficient for every individual. Too much sleep makes a man dull and lethargic. What is required is quality of sleep. Repeat some mantras when you are going to bed. Do japa. Do not build castles in the air. Give up scheming and planning.